Monday morning here, and I'm about to get started on my plant chores for today. I've got Daisy right here next to me, but we're just gonna do a few plant chores together. I have a few things I need to get caught up on today, so I thought it'd be fun if I just take you guys with me. My daughter is at school this morning, so it's a really quiet morning. And it's just a perfect day to get caught up on some of these chores. Plan on doing some watering and then getting caught up on some props out of my prop box that are ready to be moved over. So I'm going to show you how I prop up my Alocasia corms and possibly pot up a couple Philodendron with you guys. And then I'll just see what else needs to be done as we go about the day. So yeah, guys, this would be just a nice video to have on as you do some plant chores as well, and we can just chat and catch up and have a nice relaxing day together. So let's go ahead and get started. I think I'm going to go ahead and start by watering these plants behind me. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll pop over to my cabinets over here and take a look at what needs to be done there. I'm going to go ahead and fill up my watering can and grab my cart to get started with the watering. So let's go ahead and get to today's video. I went ahead and mixed up my fertilizer, so let's go ahead and get some of these plants watered behind me. I'm going to go ahead and start with this pothos over here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn you guys around, and I'm going to finish watering the plants that are inside my cabinet, and then we'll get started on the Alocasia corms. All right, guys, so I have all my props up here, and then I have my Alocasia corms. So let me go ahead and grab this and my potting mat, and we'll go ahead and start with our repots we need to get done today. Today, I thought we could just pot up some of these corms together. I have quite a few that are starting to sprout over here, as you can see. I already pre-soaked some sphagnum moss and put it in a bowl over here. So I've been propping up my corms and putting them in this little tray. That way they can soak up some of the water at the bottom, because these do dry out really quick and I just can't get around to watering them a couple times a week. So I like to keep them in a tray of water. You can get little trays like this at dollar stores, or I think I got these ones in particular at Walmart. They're just for kitchen organizing. Let's go ahead and prop some of these up. I also have my 2.5-inch nursery pots, and these ones are a little bit sturdier. That's why I like them. And I get these from Amazon, and I will put all the things I use today in the description. But if there's anything I leave out, just be sure to leave me a comment and I will make sure to get that link to you guys. The first one we're going to take out is this big one. There's another little one on top of it. So when I propped all these up, I knew what they all were. Of course, I didn't label them, so now I don't remember what each one is. But I had a lot of alocasias start giving me corms a couple months ago, and I had to go ahead and take all those out. But I don't remember what is each one. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to wait for the leaf to open before I can figure out which one this is. After I get it propped up, I go ahead and sit it over in my tray. I actually need to find some bigger trays. I'm running out of space for all my little props. I have a lot of plants listed in my shop right now. And when I first started my shop, I got a lot of sales in the beginning, and then it kind of fell off, but hopefully I'll get some more sales here soon and I can get rid of some of these plants. If you're interested in purchasing any of my plants, I will be doing a sale for my YouTube viewers in my shop, and I will give you guys a discount off your order, and you will also get a free gift. So if you are interested in that, I will put the information in the description for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and prop up one more, and then it looks like I'm going to need some more moss. Actually, I'm going to need some more moss right now. So I use this orchid moss for my props, and sometimes I mix it with perlite, but today I'm just using straight moss. What other one looks ready in here? I think this one looks pretty ready. But yeah, now that my daughter's in school, I just ripped off a root. That's not good. But yeah, now that my daughter's in school, I'm getting up super early because I get her off to school, and then usually I'll get some work done, and then I will do my plant chores or clean up whatever I have to do around the house that day. But I feel like now I'm just getting everything done so early, and my days feel so long. But I'm going to have so many alocasias here soon once these start sprouting. There's another one. Let's see, what other ones do you think need to come out? They all pretty much, we'll do this guy, but they all pretty much are about to get leaves. There's another one. Now I got to get more moss. I'm going through way more moss than I thought I would today. Normally I put too much moss in here and then it's all wet and I have nowhere to put it. So I always like to just put a little bit of moss in there at a time. I had a plant purge last week and I got rid of a lot of plants, and I thought that that would help as far as with the space and all the plants that I have, so I would have some more room to put all my plants, especially the plants that are outgrowing my little cabinets over here. But unfortunately, I still do not have any space, and today I was going through everything and I'm like, I may have to do another little purge this weekend. It has just been not a good week as far as, I don't know, guys. I've just been feeling like really discouraged with the social media thing. And that is another reason why I have been trying to create a Patreon and make a space where not only we can get to know each other better and you can connect with me and all of that, but then I can also work on creating different types of content. So aside from plants, I really am into yoga and mental health. I have had really bad anxiety almost my whole life. So I've really worked on developing practices and learning ways to manage my mental health. So I've taken a more natural approach to my mental health, and I really would love to share that with others that struggle in that area. So if you are someone that struggles with anxiety, I would really love to have you over on my Patreon. I'm planning on creating a lot of content where every month we focus on self-care, and there will be different practices we could do together. And it's just kind of going to be a space where we can work together and have that type of support on this journey of taking care of ourselves and feeling just happier every day. So if that resonates with you, I would really love for you to join me over on Patreon. I am giving first-time subscribers 50% off their first month. So if you just want to try it, just go ahead and use the code I will put in the description. Right now, I only have a couple members, but I have had a lot of fun just creating different types of content and just other things that I'm interested in. Yeah, let me go ahead and find another container for all of these props, and then I will pop back on here and we'll see what other props we have to get done. I'm thinking I'm going to have to prop up some of my philodendrons too, so we'll just take a look at that prop box and see what needs to be propped up in there. So I'm going to go ahead and get these into another container and put them up in the cabinet, and then I will be right back. All right, guys, I went ahead and grabbed my other prop box. This is not the prettiest looking prop box right now. It's kind of a hot mess, but here is my little prop box. I have a lot of different philodendrons in here for the most part. So we're going to go ahead and take some of these guys out. I think I'm going to go ahead and prop this one up today. So I'll set that one off to the side. Not even sure what else is in here. We could go ahead and take this one out. I think that's a Brantianum. These pink princess cuttings that I did not work out very well at all. They do not look good. I couldn't really see where the nodes were on here, so I just kind of just guessed, and I think there is still like a growth point over here, but so far they're not rooting. So I don't know if I did that right or not, but yeah, not so sure. What is this one? I think we'll go ahead and take this guy out too. This one might be a Gloriosum, but we'll go ahead and prop that one up too. Yeah, we'll go ahead and prop up these two philodendrons today. Then I'm probably going to have a couple repots to do after this, but I'm just going to prop these up in sphagnum moss just like my corms. So just have my bowl over here. I'm just going to squeeze out the excess water and then pop this in here. Go ahead and get this guy potted. I really cannot tell what this one is. Just kind of pack that moss down in there, and then I'll just add a little more. It kind of looks like an El Choco, but I thought I got out all the El Chocos, so I'm not sure which one this is. I think I did take a cutting from my Gloriosum. I had a really big Gloriosum, but it just wasn't growing well. It was growing really weird, so I put it outside over the summer. I think it's still out there, but I don't know if I'm going to bring it back in because I don't really enjoy having that plant anymore. But I have a lot of plants that I put outside over the summer, just ones that I felt like weren't growing really good in the house, or ones that I kind of ran out of space for. Add some more moss. Ugh, rid of this. Try to carefully pull off this green moss. Just because it looks gross. I don't think it hurts anything, but this also looks like it needs to be cut right here. I'm going to go ahead and cut off this little rotted part. In one of my previous videos, I did learn from another plant person to put wax on the end of your nodes, and that helps keep them from rotting like this. So unfortunately, I didn't do this one, but we'll see how it does. I'm going to trim this other side too, and then I'm just going to stick it in there. This is a Florida green node, so I gave my Florida green a chop, and I just took the extra nodes. I might have had a couple nodes that I started, but I took the extra nodes and propped them up so I could have little babies. Once it grows a little bigger, I will put it in my shop, but I just love my Florida green. I got a really big plant at Home Depot and it had 2 plants in the pot, so I just really love that one. I did end up getting rid of that other one. It was a little bit smaller, but my bigger one is almost to the ceiling. I don't want to give it a chop. I'm seeing how tall it will grow, but it is so big right now. But I need to find somewhere to put all these. This alocasia is so pretty. I don't really like the moss on here. Just gonna go ahead and freshen up this moss and get rid of this. Oh look, it's already starting to corm. These Aslani eyes are so pretty. And these have formed pretty fast for me too. Alright. Get this guy in another pot. A little bit fresh of some fresh moss, especially there at the top, because it kind of was growing a little. Hopefully that one corms soon. So pretty. I love this one. This one grew in really nice. Some of them don't come in as nice. Like this leaf looks a little dull, but look at that leaf. It's really pretty and shiny. Go ahead and set him off. So we have our Florida green, this unknown. I also have a Monstera Aurea cutting. So I have that one, and then I have this Alocasia mellow. So I need to find another container for these. Let's try to stick it in this one. Just put it in this one. It has a bunch of dirt on the bottom, but that's okay. I also have this guy. He's been doing pretty well. Add a little bit more moss to the top of that one. This one is a Syndapsis marble. And then I have a few of these Milanos. I think I'm going to go ahead and freshen these up too. They look a little dried out and gross. Got a lot of these Milanos. So let me set that off to the side. Check these Milanos. This one looks like it has some perlite in it too. I think I should give this a little trellis. I might go ahead and grab a trellis. Make sure all those roots are in there. These ones are also drying out a lot, so hopefully getting it cleaned up and giving it a little extra moss will help. Right. I just got one more. I don't know why there's not very much moss in these containers. They must have been really small when I started. I might have just started these cuttings in a container instead of the pot box, and that's why the moss is so low, because the moss is super low on this one. Get rid of all this moss that has all that algae on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up and then pop these guys over in this little container, and then I think I'm gonna give them a little stake, a little support stake and some clips. So clean my mat off real quick and then I'll go get those stakes. Then we'll finish getting all these propped up. All right, so I went ahead and grabbed my little support stakes. I got these from Propagation Diaries. I like that they're a little bit smaller. They're perfect for my smaller props like these guys. I think they're 6 inches, but they're very thin too. So I'm just gonna stick this in here and get this guy propped up a little bit. The only problem is the clips are a little large, so other than that they work really well. I'm probably just gonna have to end up getting some smaller clips. I've seen some people get like little clips for hair, and they're a little bit, they have a little bit of a smaller opening, so they work better on these smaller little plant stakes. So I might have to see about ordering some of those from Amazon this week. So there is all these little melanochrysums. I'm not sure if I said what these were. I might have even said the wrong thing, but all right, so I have those propped up. I'm gonna go ahead and put all my props up into my little cabinet area. My cabinet is getting super full of props right now. I feel like I need to invest in a grow tent, but I just think that wouldn't look as good to have in the house. I don't really have a spot for it. But my husband, he's really into anthuriums, and he's been talking about getting a grow tent, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just bracing myself because I'm just thinking of how silly a grow tent's gonna look. I just don't really like clutter, but yeah, I don't know if having a grow tent would help or if I'm going to not like the way it looks. So we will see if I end up getting a grow tent, but for now, the IKEA Redsta cabinet is working really well, and I also have a IKEA Acker bar. So guys, let me go ahead and put all these up, and then I think I have a repot. I'm going to go ahead and repot my Monstera Aurea, so I'm going to pop back on and we'll repot that together. All right, guys, so I have my Monstera Aurea. This one has been getting a little bit of browning on the lime green parts. I did have to cut off most of this side of this sleeve, a little on this sleeve, and I'll probably have to cut off over here. But other than that, it's been growing really well. I got this plant for free on a Palm Street giveaway, so that was pretty exciting. I'm excited to watch this one grow. I've almost thought about getting rid of it a few times, but I just really think this is going to be so beautiful when it gets bigger. So I'm kind of just holding out for that, but I'm going to move it out of this. This might be a 2.5 inch pot. I'm going to go ahead and put it in this 4 inch. So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and get it out. And I'm just going to squeeze on the sides to loosen the roots. It doesn't really have too big of roots, so probably could have kept it in there a little longer. So for this repot, I'm going to be using my Grow Queen Craft Aeroid Mix. And this is a great all-in-one pre-packaged aeroid mix. It has a lot of great ingredients and ingredients I already use in my do-it-yourself mix. So on the back here, it says that it includes lava rock, fir bark, and tree fern and worm castings, which I already include in most of my chunky soil mixes. If you are interested in trying this, I do have a discount code and I will put that information in the description for you guys. But let's go ahead and get this opened. Let me just show you guys what this looks like. So it is super chunky. As you can see, there are some bigger pieces of perlite and some chunkier pieces of bark. I'm just going to go ahead and mix that in with the old soil because the old soil is still fresh. There's nothing really wrong with it, so I'm going to reuse that. But let's go ahead and pop this in and then I will fill it up. I'm just filling in all around it and then kind of packing it down in there with my fingers. This is going to be such a beautiful plant when it gets bigger. I just cannot wait for this one to size up. I'm just going to top it off with just a little more soil. All right, so it is ready to go. Let me go ahead and grab my watering can and clean off my mat, and then I will pop back on here and we will finish this one up together. Okay, so I grabbed my watering can and I also grabbed some of this Grow Queen all-in-one, all organic plant food. And this comes in little packets that you open and sprinkle onto the top of the soil. The directions say to use an entire packet, but if it's a smaller plant like this one, I usually will just use about a fourth of a packet. Once I have it sprinkled on there, I will just go ahead and water the top of it just to get that absorbed into the soil. I'm going to go ahead and finish topping this off with some water until it runs out the bottom of the pot, just to make sure that it is thoroughly watered. All right, so he is ready to go. I think I'm going to go ahead and move him over with all my other Monsteras and Philodendrons in front of the standing grow light. So I'm going to do that and then I will pop back on here and we will finish out today's video. Okay, so I have everything moved and all my props are up here on this second shelf in my IKEA cabinet. I may still need to move some things around, but I think that is all for today. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this laid back planty chore video. Let me know in the comments what you are working on today, and I will talk to you soon.